abuse with impunity. She called on the UN Human Rights Council to create a mechanism for gathering and preserving evidence of abuses akin to initiatives in other conflict zones. The report specifically pointed out the Taliban's ban on education for girls beyond the 6th grade and their prohibition of women attending university, making Afghanistan the only country globally where such restrictions exist. Moreover, the Taliban has imposed extensive limitations on women's employment, movement, and public participation, including bans on women playing sports and visiting parks. HRW also raised alarms about the suppression of free expression and media in Afghanistan, where journalists faced threats, arbitrary detention, and torture, contributing to a climate of fear that hampers independent reporting. The humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan is worsening, with over 23 million people currently experiencing hunger as economic instability deepens. Abbasi reiterated the need for an independent accountability mechanism to ensure justice and reparations for the Afghan people, who have suffered decades of abuse without redress. Previously, more than 90 organizations urged the UN Human Rights Council to recognize the situation in Afghanistan as gender apartheid and to renew the mandate of the UN Special Rapporteur on Human Rights in the country. This is Ali Al-Hadi reporting for Shia Waves.
Thank you for that report, Ali Al-Hadi. In West and Central Africa, more than 14,000 schools have closed due to escalating violence and insecurity, severely impacting hundreds of thousands of children, according to the Norwegian Refugee Council, NRC. This troubling trend extends into 2024, with significant disruptions reported in countries such as Burkina Faso, Mali, Cameroon, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. In the Democratic Republic of Congo alone, 1,457 schools have shuttered since January, affecting over 500,000 students and 12,700 teachers. The NRC warns that attacks on education jeopardize the future of an entire generation, putting children at risk of recruitment by armed groups and exposure to violence. However, there are glimmers of hope. Approximately 1,300 schools have reopened in Burkina Faso this year, and reports indicate a decrease in attacks on educational institutions in Mali and the Central African Republic. As the International Day to Protect Education from attack is observed, UNICEF highlights that millions of African children remain without access to education due to ongoing conflicts. Over 2,500 verified attacks on schools in the past 9 years. The NRC calls on the international community to act urgently to protect education, emphasizing that every day a child is out of school is a day stolen from their future. They urge African states to endorse the Safe Schools Declaration and commit to funding educational initiatives in conflict zones. Let's take a look back at today's main headlines. Shia Muslims prepare to commemorate martyrdom of Imam Hussein al-Askari in Holy Samarra. HRW calls for independent body to address human rights abuses in Afghanistan. Violence and insecurity force closure of over 14,000 schools in West and Central Africa. Also tonight, 20th International Festival of Islamic Cinema kicks off in Kazan, Tatarstan. A roadside bomb explosion in northwestern Pakistan injured at least 10 people, including anti-polio vaccinators and police personnel escorting them, VOA reported yesterday. The attack occurred on the opening day of a nationwide immunization campaign in the South Waziran district. 3 health workers and 6 security personnel were among the victims. No group immediately claimed the responsibility for the violence in the region, where security forces are fighting militants linked to the outlawed Pakistani Taliban. The attack comes as Pakistan reported its 17th wild polio virus case of the year from Islamabad, marking the first infection in 16 years in the national capital. The nationwide polio immunization campaign aims to vaccinate more than 33 million children under 5. Pakistani health officials have urged parents to ensure their children get vaccinated, citing the challenges posed by vaccine boycotts and security threats. Pakistan and Afghanistan remain the only 2 polio endemic countries globally. And now we continue with some short news. The advanced jurisprudence classes of Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq al-Husseini Shirazi will resume after a break due to the mourning period of the Ahlul Bayt, peace be upon them. Starting from Saturday, September 14th, 2024, scholars and students from theological seminaries are invited to benefit from the esteemed religious authorities' academic gatherings. It is noteworthy that enthusiasts of knowledge and jurisprudence worldwide can also access audio files of his advanced jurisprudence lectures through the Marja'iyat Radio Telegram channel. As Israel's air raids on the Gaza Strip escalate, at least 33 individuals, including children, have been reportedly killed, with dozens more wounded. Al Jazeera reported this surge in violence marks a grim continuation of hostilities that have persisted for nearly a year. The World Food Programme warns that approximately 2.2 million Palestinians in Gaza are in urgent need of food and livelihood assistance, highlighting the dire humanitarian crisis exacerbated by the ongoing conflict. The impact on education is profound, with 630,000 students unable to return to school as the war disrupts their education for a second consecutive year. Since the onset of the conflict, the toll has been staggering, with at least 40,988 Palestinians killed and 94,825 wounded. In Israel, the consequences of the October 7th Hamas-led attacks have resulted in at least 1,139 deaths and over 200 individuals taken captive. Tens of thousands of artifacts have been stolen from a Sudanese museum that is considered one of Africa's most significant, according to a museum official. The official from the National Museum in Khartoum stated the satellite images from the last year revealed trucks filled with artifacts leaving the museum and heading towards Sudan's borders, including the one with South Sudan. Earlier this month, Sudan's national broadcaster reported that the museum had been targeted of a large-scale looting and smuggling operation. The museum's collection, which exceeds 100,000 items, includes embalmed mummies dating back to 2500 BC, some of the oldest and most archaeological significant in the world, along with the statues, pottery and ancient murals representing artifacts from the Stone Age through to Christian and Islamic periods. According to a new study published in Nature Communications, researchers at Swiss University have developed the first robotic leg with artificial muscles, which are oil-filled pockets that allow the leg to jump on various surfaces. This innovative technology, inspired by human muscles, aims to create robots capable of performing household tasks. The artificial muscles use less energy than traditional motors and offer improved agility on difficult terrains. Although the leg can currently jump 13 centimeters within a limited range, the research represents a significant step towards more advanced and functional robots. A team of scientists have determined that Egypt's Khufu pyramid was built around 2500 BC. Based on new geological evidence, the study led by Dr. Gamal al-Ashibi found mineral pollution around Khufu's port, indicating intense copper tool production during the pyramid's construction. The research also shows that metallurgical activities in the area began around 3265 BC, offering insights into how ancient Egyptians adapted to climate changes. This discovery not only confirms the pyramid's age, but also sheds light on the environmental and climatic challenges faced by the ancient civilization. The 20th International Festival of Islamic Cinema 2024 kicked off in the Tatarstan capital, Kazan, on Friday, September 6th. The festival, which will run until September 11th, features extensive participation from dozens of countries, bringing together producers and directors from around the world to highlight human and Islamic values through cinematic art. The festival, inaugurated by the chairman of the Council of Muftis of Russia, Sheikh Ravil Gaynutin, who called for promotion of moral and spiritual messages through films. The Mufti emphasized that there is significant demand for films that reflect traditional global values and spiritual messages, noting that the festival has become over 20 years a key platform for promoting education, spiritual development and spreading values of peace through cinema. It is noteworthy that the Kazan Islamic Cinema Festival, established in 2005, is considered one of the most prominent film festivals in Russia. This year's edition continues under the theme towards a culture of dialogue through civilizational dialogue, with participation from countries such as Iran, Russia, Turkey, Algeria, Morocco, China, Saudi Arabia and others. This festival is an opportunity to enhance understanding between cultures and religions by showcasing films that highlight values of tolerance and peace, regardless of their religion or culture of their producers, making it an important platform for cultural civilizational dialogue on the international stage. We have reached the end of today's Shia Waves news. Let's remind our dear viewers of today's main headlines. Shia Muslims prepare to commemorate martyrdom of Imam Hussein al-Askari in Holy Samarra. HRW calls for independent body to address human rights abuses in Afghanistan. Violence and insecurity force closure of over 14,000 schools in West and Central Africa. Bomb blast targets polio workers in Pakistan. 20th International Festival of Islamic Cinema kicks off. You can view the latest news on our Shia Waves website, and you can send news of your city or country to be published on a news agency. Contact us at the numbers at the bottom of the screen. Thank you all for watching. We pray to Allah Almighty to hasten the reappearance of the Master of our time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
In the heart of London, Imam Hussein Media Group is on the brink of an extraordinary transformation. We are securing a new home, a sanctuary